Every home starts with an idea, from an empty plot to a roof over your head to the spaces where life happens. But before any of that becomes real, it all begins with a floor plan. And you do not need AutoCAD, SketchUp, or design experience to create one. In this video, I will show you how to draw a real 2-scale floor plan in PowerPoint using a free starter kit. We will go from a blank canvas to a complete layout with rooms, walls, doors, furniture, and even a way to redesign an existing apartment plan. First, download the free starter kit from the link in the description. Then open the file in PowerPoint. Inside, you will find drawing canvases, ready-made stencils, sample layouts, and tools that help you work to scale. There are 2 canvases, one for metric users and one for imperial users. Both are already set up at 1:100 scale. In simple terms, the canvas lets a small measurement in PowerPoint represent a real measurement on your floor plan. For metric users, 1 centimeter in PowerPoint represents 1 meter in the floor plan. For imperial users, each grid square represents 4 feet. You can select any object in PowerPoint and check its width and height in the measurement box. This is how we keep the plan accurate. You can change them between centimeters and inches in your computer settings. I'll link a separate video above that walks you through the steps. This is how you measure any distance in your floor plan. And this is how you draw an object, like a table, to the exact size you want. If you use feet and inches, we have a free calculator to help with exact conversions. Click the link in the description to access the calculator. Imagine you have an empty plot of land and want to design a house from scratch. We start with the big picture. Think of each room as a simple block: living room, kitchen, dining area, bedrooms, and bathrooms. Once the blocks are sized, we can arrange them into a layout. If you are renovating an existing home, stay with me. I will show that workflow near the end. Let us draw the first room. I will start with a living room that is 5 meters by 5 meters. I enter 5 centimeters for the width and 5 centimeters for the height in PowerPoint. Next, I will turn the outline into walls by increasing the line thickness. I will use 4.5 points, which represents about a 15 centimeters or 6-inch wall. For most beginners, you can use this standard wall thickness and keep moving. If you want more precision, the calculator gives you the exact dimensions to enter based on your chosen wall thickness. This input size includes the line width or wall thickness, so the inside of the room still measures exactly 5 meters. Repeat the same method for every space you need: living room, kitchen, dining, bedrooms, and bathrooms. Add a label to each block so the layout is easy to understand at a glance. I also like to color code the rooms. Shared spaces can use one color, and private spaces can use another. This helps to create layout with clear zoning later on. Do not worry about making everything perfect yet. At this stage, we're only focusing on your space requirements, overall size, and proportions. Now we can start arranging the room blocks. There are many possible ways to put them together. The goal is to find a layout that feels practical, comfortable, and natural for daily life. One simple strategy is to group shared spaces, like the living room, dining area, and kitchen, on one side, and keep bedrooms on the other side for privacy. You can also think about sunlight, views, and quiet areas. You might place your bedroom where you can wake up to the morning light and a garden view. Here, the bedrooms and bathrooms are grouped into a private front cluster, while the living, kitchen, and dining areas connect as an open L-shaped space facing the backyard. This creates a clearer separation between private and shared spaces, while also making better use of sunlight and views. There is no perfect layout. Good design is about balancing priorities and choosing what matters most for your home. Once the overall structure is ready, refine the plan by aligning walls, closing gaps, and adjusting room sizes. For example, I will expand the dining room and bedroom so the walls line up neatly with the rest of the layout. I'll also add extra area to the guest room to fill this gap and use that extra space for a wardrobe. Small alignment changes make the plan cleaner and easier to develop later. For a cluster of private rooms, you'll usually need a hallway to guide people through the rooms. A typical hallway is around 1 meter or 3 feet wide. If there is not enough space, you will need to shift the rooms to make space for it. Next, let's add the doors. Copy the door stencil from the starter kit and place it onto your layout. Use rotate and flip to adjust the direction, so the door opens naturally and works with how people move through the space. If the wall isn't wide enough to receive doors, simply adjust the wall. For example, I'll recess this section of the guest room wall to fit the door properly. Doors are not just symbols. They show how people enter, move, and use each room. For shared spaces like the living room, kitchen, and dining area, these are often designed to be connected. To merge these spaces, start by extending the walls slightly so they overlap. Hold Shift to select all the shapes you want to combine, then apply Union. The walls will be cleaned up when we merge them. I'll also connect the hallway to the shared spaces. And the extra space at the common bedroom. Turn all the rooms to the default white color. Now, the overall structure of the floor plan is complete. Furniture helps you test whether the rooms actually work. Let me show you how to draw a simple dining table. Use a rectangle for the table and set it to the size you want. For the dining chair, I'll use a flowchart shape. Change the shape style. Enter the width and height you want. When working on details like this, you can zoom into your canvas by pressing Shift while scrolling with your mouse wheel. Once you've created one chair, duplicate it to form a row. To space the chairs evenly, use the Align tools instead of adjusting them by eye. It's much faster and more accurate. Then group the row of chairs together. By grouping them together, you can move or duplicate the chairs as one object. Then simply flip them horizontally to create a matching row. Finally, place the dining table created on the floor plan. I'll go ahead to create other furniture using rectangles like sofa, coffee table, carpet. To create an L-shaped kitchen counter, simply create two rectangles and use the Union tool to combine them at a 90-degree angle. Other than rectangles, you can also use ovals, rounded rectangles, or flowchart shapes. Adding furniture helps you understand circulation, spacing, and whether everything feels comfortable and proportionally right in real life. Finally, I'll add the pathway leading into the house, along with the backyard decking. Now your floor plan is coming together. If you do not want to start from zero every time, the Layout Library gives you ready-made layout ideas that you can drop in, compare, and adapt. The Stencil Library gives you accurately sized interior and exterior elements, so your plan can become more detailed without redrawing everything manually. Once you have a solid floor plan, AI can take it to the next level. If you're renovating an existing home, you'll start with the current floor plan instead of a blank canvas. We'll work directly on top of the plan so you can redesign the layout without changing the overall structure. Find a known dimension on the plan. For example, this wall-to-wall distance is 2.9 meters. Move the ruler over. Now use the corner handle to resize the image until this distance matches the same measurement on the ruler. Once it matches, your floor plan is now scaled correctly at 1 to 100. You can use the same method as before to test new furniture, improve the layout, and plan your renovation. Now it is your turn. Download the free starter kit and start creating your own layout. Subscribe our channel so you don't miss the next tutorial.